Alright, so do something a little different here. So what I'm gonna first do is I'm gonna pretty much give my suggestions and recommendations on if you're building a PC. So here we have PC part picker list. So we're gonna start by basically say your budget was $300. So you can get you the Ryzen 3 1200 4 cores, not bad. Gigabyte will be the cheapest motherboard, but we'll put it on a 60 and see what pops up. So Gigabyte, like I said, nope. ASRock is the cheapest. You only get 3200. I mean, it only goes up to 32 gigs. That's the max. So most gaming PCs, 8000 is 8 gigabytes of RAM is enough. So we're gonna go. Boom, we're not even at 300 yet. Storage, I recommend a 2 terabyte by Seagate. Speed is higher. Now you do have the 1 terabyte by Western Digital, which is higher too, but the 2 you can split that in half. So at one side just for Windows and programs, and then another side for games, and then later on you can upgrade it down the line. Now video card, that's where things get tricky because you're trying to stay under $300. So you wanna video card, you probably want to dumb that down to about that. You're not really gonna get anything good at this point. You got some 2 gigs in there, so we'll go with this one. 286. We're good. PC case, you can always find one cheap. So here we'll put it down to that. Nope. I'll take it to 73. There you go. PC case right there for $29.99. Now the air it's not gonna be good. Then you get this terrible one. So if you only had 300, I know I said $300 originally, but if you had $350 only to spend on a PC, you want AMD, I recommend this. And then say later down the road you got $600. So what you would do is, well, we're gonna stay with the 350 first. So this is AMD. We're doing 350. We're gonna do new. Now if you were doing Intel 350, you would want to go with the i3 or Intel Pentium. So we're gonna change the prices here. Intel 3, you can get that one, but we don't want that one. We want to stay new. So we're going to switch the price back. Switch it one more time. Alright, one more time. So the newest i3 you could get is this 8350, or you could get this one. But if you were just trying to stay with that Pentium, you could go with that. Now they do have the i3 81 for $119. But let's take the i3 out. Let's, for this purpose, you got $300. No more than that. So you would go with I recommend the Pentium G4400. It's only 2 cores, but it's not that much. Motherboard, dumb that down to 70. So you get this one here. Memory, we're gonna stick with 8 gigs. This is 2066 megahertz DDR4. So you can get an 8 gig kick for $37.99. Storage, we're gonna stick with that 2 terabyte by Seagate Barracuda. That 7200 RPM is great. And if you wanted to lay down the road, you get a 120 gigabyte SSD and pair it up. Now for the video card, we want to try to stay with the same one we found before. So let's dummy that down to 69. And Switch that again. We're gonna go with the MSI one. No, we're gonna go with the MSI GT 710 instead. We had 290. We're gonna go with that same Roswell case. So boom, $50. Switch it up. That same Roswell case. So this is if you had $350. This is what you would do for Intel, or this is what you would do if you weren't AMD. Go this crappy $23.15. Boom, $344. New egg charge for shipping. Amazon, you can do Prime. Now let's say if your budget was $650. You can easily get you a Ryzen 5 3600. That's if you were doing AMD. And say you wanted to overclock it, you can get this guy right here. Overclock it just a little bit, not a lot. Too much, might take a chance. For the motherboard, I would recommend going Micro ATX here. And you want to get one that is 64 gigs. So we got this one here for $72.99. I got that in my rig. So that is a nice one. Here we're gonna bump it up now. We're gonna do 16 3 gig. I like this one, but we're gonna go with a name brand. Corsair's a little bit more, but we're gonna go with a name brand, just be on the safe side. Storage, I would recommend an M.2 drive, just for the speeds and all that. So we're gonna find one for we're gonna find a 256. Okay, we got a 250. We got a 256 by Silicon Power for $40 about. So we're gonna go with that one. And then if you want to pair add some games, we're gonna go with our Seagate Barracuda. So $535. We might go over this budget a little bit. For the card, I would recommend 570. Still a good card. We went over a little bit. So let's decrease the RAM. Let's go with a cheaper RAM. So we're gonna keep it 3000 megahertz DDR4, and we're gonna go with something cheaper. So we got that as 125, but I'm pretty sure we can find something cheaper than that. Nope. So 125 it is. So boom. We're still hitting it over something. So let's take out this. Later down the road with this, you had to go get your own storage drive for games. And we're going to switch it up for the PC case. We're going to go with this black one here for $46.98. $625. So we're pushing just a little bit, just a little bit. 500 watts would be fine. So yeah, we went over a little bit there, but that's fine. You go over a little bit. So the idea was 650. Went over a little bit, but if you get rid of this guy, and then if you get rid of this guy and drop down to, let's say, 2600. No, 2600 has went up. So you could do a 1600. It would put you back at Gen 1. But for this purpose, let's just stay here. So we went over the budget a little bit. So the budget was 650. No, we didn't go over because we took out the storage. So let's go back to storage and put in this 1 terabyte. Give you some type of storage. So still over a little bit, but that's fine. So that's what I would recommend / suggest if you were doing like Intel and you had 650. You use your money and to borrow some of your parents' money. Now, if you're on the Intel side, you can go with i5 9400. We won't overclock it. We'll use the built-in. Not processor, heat sink cooler that comes with it. We want to do 64, so we're gonna go with this Gigabyte for $74.98. We want to stick at that 16 gigs. But for Intel, they don't need a lot of speed, so we're gonna go with 2666 megahertz. And we're gonna go get some Patriot. Not even touching it yet. Storage. I know last time we was doing storage, we got a little carried away. We're just gonna do SSD. You can go on another PC and just dedicate 100 of this to Windows, and then the rest be gaming. And then later down the road, you get you like a 2 terabyte hard drive, or you take it to the max and get a you take to the max, get your 1 terabyte M.2 SSD, max it out with a 2 terabyte SSD. That's maxing it out. That's if you got the money. If you don't got the money, stay within the rims. Don't want you going broke. This has a rebate, so you buy it at $159, you send in a rebate card, you get $10 back. That's not bad. For the case, we're gonna go name brand here, NZXT. I know it's a little pricey, but hey, we're gonna go name brand. We're gonna pick that same 500 one. So we're going over a little bit more again, but that's fine. You just borrow the money from your parents. So that's what I recommend. You had 650 and then you borrow the rest from your parents. Now, let's beef it up. Let's go AMD. You only had $1,000. Let's beef it up. So if you had $1,000 and you were doing AMD, I would tell you go look at Ryzen 7 and 9. So Ryzen 7 338, 294.14, 293. Ryzen's 4. So there's some prices there. So we're gonna go with the 2700X. No, we're just gonna go with the 2700, not the X. Go with the 27. We got 1,000, so we're gonna put a nice CPU cooler on this. We're gonna go ahead and put a 240 on there, 240 red. We got $1,000, so we're gonna do a ATX motherboard. I say B450 and 570, and for this, I'm going with Asus. So you see all the prices here. Cheapest one is $107, but you got $1,000. You have $1,000. So why do 107? Ball out just for a little bit. 128. So we gonna do. Most games don't require more than 32 gigs unless you don't like virtualization servers and all that. I could be wrong. Still do your research. But for this case, we're gonna go with 32 gigs, like in my rig. And I'm using 32 gigs by a company called Olo. So let's see if we can find them, cause I mean it's worked for me. 127. That's what I paid for. So like I said, you got $1,000, right? Show you how we're gonna beef this baby up. Right here, I'm big on storage. So for SSD, I would get Western Terabyte, 1 terabyte. Okay, and then I would max it out with a Seagate 4 terabyte Barracuda. I know the speeds go down, but that's cool. 4 terabytes is gonna be enough to save your storage. We're hitting that 1,000 mark. So let's go ahead and switch out the M.2 for 500 gigs instead. And the thing I like about this is you can change it down. So boom, it's not gonna show us anything over that over 500. So 512, we want 500 even. If we don't find 500 even, we just take 512. All right, we're getting in the 500s here. Cheapest one I see is 62, and that's by Crucial, so we'll get that one. All right, so now we took some money off. This is where it gets good. It's like, man. So you could do a 2600, right? You can do a RTX 2060, or you can do what I'm doing is a Ryzen RX 5500 XT. And we want to only see, cause it's got 8, okay, 8 or 6. So let's change it here. So you got your 8s and you got your 6s. For some reason you see the 6s are higher than your 8s. It's pretty crazy, ain't it? 184. Alright, so we going over. We don't want to go over. We don't want to go over because all we got is 1,000. So the question becomes, what card can you get without going over? 580 or a 16 Super? So you have a 580 right here, 154. Still going over. So since we're still going over, we're going to switch out the motherboard and the CPU cooler. For the CPU cooler, we'll just go with a 120 red. Cheapest you'll find is 64. So we'll go with that one. I don't really use 570. I got a B450 or B350. I'm gonna go with B350. I'm gonna keep it gigabyte because that's what I'm using. 64 gigs and can't get no prices, so don't want to use that if I can't get any prices. Woo! Asus is not playing any games. So 99, 98. So we'll rock with 845. That's good. That's good. We'll keep that 580. It's a good card. 8 gigs. You can still get some power out of it. We'll go with this case. I really like this Cougar. You got a side panel. I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah. You're not touching. You're still within your budget. Here we want to go with a full power supply. That is fully modular. That means you can choose the cables you need. So the total is $1 and $10, but you're gonna get promos back on $10, and you're gonna get mail. So if you mail and rebate, say you $15 here, mail and rebate, say you $10. That's $25 back in your pocket. So you're really not going over $1,000 here. And this is, nice beefy machine. Or at least I think it is. But this is what I recommend. Now, like I mentioned, this case here, I like it's got the side panels, plenty of space, and you can upgrade later on. Now, we're gonna keep all this. We're gonna keep all this. We're gonna get rid of this. Get rid of the motherboard. And get rid of that. Now, if you're going back to Intel and you trying to figure out how to beef it up, You go to i7. That's gonna hit you $379 already. That's $890. Nah, you don't want that one to be 8 cores. For Intel, I would get another i5, and as you see, this is not 8 cores. 2700 was 8 cores. So you're probably like, ah, man. So if you wanted the i7, you would go over. But you do have the option of using a Xeon chip. May not be the best for gaming because the price, but here's one for $57. So you got 2 of them, and that's only put you at $624. So the motherboard can't find. So can't do that. So what we're gonna do? We'll go back and get that we're gonna look at i7s again. So we want to stay with 8. You want to stay with 8, and you're just like, oh man. So the only 8 one I see that's kind of there is that one for $300. So we're gonna go with that and put you at $745. Motherboard. You're like, oh, what's the price of the motherboard? We're gonna do this one for $105. Actually, we're gonna do this one instead. It's right on the mark for $100. And the memory, 2666. Still going to do 32. Still going to 32. We got some 124 Patriot. Patriot is still in the building. And that is your Intel if you had $1,000. Now, last thing I'm going to do on PC Part Picker is I'm going to do Threadripper versus i9. So Threadripper, we're going to go with the 16. For this, we want a nice one. See, giving us all these great, lovely options. So we're going to go with the Corsair one at the top. We're going to take that. We're just going to rock with that one. Now remember, this is Threadripper. 16 cores. This is like really beefing it up. I mean, beefing it up to the max, right? If you beefing it up to the max like this, you gotta do the 8 times 8. Got to. You got to. So the cheapest 8x8 kit you're gonna get is straight 64 by G-Skills Flare, which is cool. I don't think you need any more than that. You're gonna rock with that. Storage, we beefing it up. Well, this is Threadripper versus i9. So 1 terabyte here. Now for the SSD, we're gonna keep it Western Digital. SSD 2.5, 1 terabyte. So you got 2 terabytes there. But hold on, let me see something, because I think this motherboard supports 2 M.2 slots. No. Looks like it supports 3. Let's scroll down for a minute. It supports 4. 4 of them. So since it supports 4, we're gonna add another one. We're gonna add 2 more. 2 more M.2 slots, because that motherboard supports 4 of them. So we're going We'll add 2 of these V7 ones. I'm gonna add another one. Now video cards, you gotta go in on this, but we want to keep this all AMD. So for all AMD, I say Vega or Radeon. And let's see here, Radeon 16 gigabytes silver. So that's what we're gonna pick. Case, we'll go with that. It works, but there might be some problems with this case. So let's pick a big boy case, like one that's way bigger than that. So we're gonna do Phantom EVG. We're gonna do this Thermaltake one, cause I got a Thermaltake case and I love it. Power supply 16, maybe over 1,000. We can go with 1,000. You only kicking 60, so you go with 1,000. Be on the safe side. So this, if you was going Threadripper, try and beat your friend because he got an i9, I would do this. This is what I would recommend. This is what I would do if I was you. Now, 2700. Let's rock over to the i9. So if I was doing an i9, like I recommended to someone, if you're doing an i9, here's the 1600 right there for you. 16 core, you'll be good to go. We're gonna keep this same. Now we're gonna drop down. We're gonna get this one here. Motherboard. We want to see what option they got. We're gonna go with this one. Like I said, memory, it's not a problem, but for this, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it at that. Storage. I'm not sure this motherboard has multiple M.2, so let's check it. That's why I love this website. You can check out everything before you buy it. It only got 3, but it has pictures. So when you click on the pictures on this website, you can see what's at. So one right there underneath the RAM slots, another one, and then a third one probably on the back. I'm not sure. Let's just keep flicking through the pictures here. See if we can. Nope, we can't find the third one. So it says the third one there. I can't find it. So we're just gonna go ahead and skip it. Now i9, you go straight with your 2080 Ti, and so this one would be going over it, but hey, it is what it is. Let's get a big boy case. One that has a price, please. So we're gonna go with this one here. $828. So let's go with power. So you're going i9. 44 is what you would drop. And this is what you could build. Now, you do have websites like NZXT Builder, and you just pick your video games on this one. So say you just play Apex Legends, Grand Theft Auto, Overwatch, and Battlegrounds. And for now, then you play Rainbow Six Siege, so I don't play this. I don't play that. I do play Red. So I'm gonna pick the games I play. See what it recommends me. I play that too. So you can do 1080p or 1440. So we're gonna do 1080p. It says remove. So we're gonna remove this and this. So we're gonna go back with Apex Legends, Grand Theft Auto V, and Overwatch. Oh, nope, we're gonna leave it at Apex Legends, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Battlefield V. That's games I play. Now, like I said, based on your price limit, if you was going NZT, you could do $8.99, $14.99, $19.99, or you could just do straight $1,000, straight $1,500, straight $2, straight $2,500. So for $2,500, so say you got $2,500, right? You get an i9 2080 Asus ROG Maxeon Xi Hero with built-in Wi-Fi, so that's a plus. 3200 megahertz of 16 gigs RAM, and you get a 1 terabyte SSD. It's 2500 i9 AMD Ryzen 9 12 core. All right. Now, the other choice you have is you can go to your local Micro Center. And if you just say you just start out, you don't want to spend much. So the i3, they got it for $72.99. So you just starting out, and you know all your friends are saying Intel. Well, just do Intel. I'm AMD fan, but if you're just starting out and you're not iffy and you don't want to do AMD, this is what I would suggest for Intel. If you were going to Micro Center with the money in hand. Like I said, for RAM, when it comes to Intel, they don't need a lot of speed. You do want to keep a DDR4. So 16. So everything here is 16. I mean, 16 is good. It's extra. It's not bad. So we'll go with the ballistics game in here. Alright, for some reason that's not working, so we're gonna skip Micro Center, but that's an option if you had it. Now the other option is you could go to now there's other places out here besides Cyber Power PC, but I like Cyber Power PC. So if you just want to do i3 or Ryzen 3, these are your options, and you can edit any of them. If you didn't want to do Ryzen 3, say you want to do Ryzen 5 and i5, here's your options again. You can load to see more systems, or you can edit one of these. If you wanted to do Ryzen 7 and i7, here's your options. You can pick any of them and edit them. If you want to do Ryzen 9 and i9, here's your options. You can edit them. This is CyberPower PC. I'm more of a build it myself type of person. Now, one day when I have the money, I want a Threadripper PC. Like I said, you can customize. So I'm going to go ahead and customize this Threadripper just to show you all the options you have here. So I like that case, so I'm going to keep it to that. But you can get it engraved with whatever. So say you wanted to get it engraved. I would get engraved Ugly Sauce Gaming. That's what I would do. I wouldn't go with these basic fans. I would, I'll go to this 129. You want your Ryzen, you want your Threadripper to be nice and chilled. 180 watt processor. You gonna be doing that, you gotta overclock it. Once again, I would go with this. So this case can't support it. So you gotta choose. You gotta switch the case. I really like this white case, so we're gonna go with it. So for this white case, I like that. So yeah, if I was doing Threadripper or somebody else was doing Threadripper, I'm just showing you the options you have in here. Okay, so we're just gonna stick to this 120. We're gonna keep the motherboard. Nothing wrong with it. I already had 32 in my rig right now. So I would just bump it up to 64. That's me. Now, once again, like I said, this is Threadripper. You wanna be on the good stuff. So they don't have Radeon VR card, but you could go with the you can get 2 of the 28 Ti XC Ultra, so 1111. That's 22 gigabytes of GDDR6 video RAM. Let's get the SLI bridge. Like I said, I want to take my to the max. So I would get the 4K capture card. I would not use less than 1,000. So we're just gonna go with 1,000 here, and you know me, I do the I did a 1 terabyte blue with the 8 terabyte. My second hard drive be another 8 terabyte. No external storage, none of that. Wi-Fi card, I definitely would go with that. Just showing you the options. I wanted Threadripper one day, that's why I picked Threadripper. Sound card. Yeah, I'll get a sound card. Now monitor. I want a 30 or higher. So I would get this right here. I already got cables. I use my cables. Definitely boost up my speakers. Get a better network card. Don't need none of these peripherals. I like my keyboard. I do appreciate it. Don't need none of this. I do like the fact that it comes with its own keyboard. Headset, I got my own headset, so I can skip that. I got my own mic as well, so I can skip that. Gaming gear. Yeah, let's get a Stream Deck. No, I got my own USB extender. Let's go with that. I will upgrade my video cam to that. I'm getting a UPC/APC, so I don't need none of this. Thank you. Don't need none of that. And I would be transferring my Windows over. I would just have to get a license. There's some websites out here to get free license. Definitely would like some white. So I want protection and I want thermal compound. I want a beefy warranty, even though I can service it myself. So $8,000. Now you do, if you're just starting out, this website called PC Liquidators. The reason I picked Dell is Dell has a lot of capable machines that still running. So this is i5 4570. That'll do you well. You just gotta put another switch. All you gotta do is switch out the power supply, bump it up 32 gigs of RAM, throw a 1650 in there. That's about another $200-$300. So you really spend about $400 if you did a pre-built. If you wanted to go i7, you could get the 4500 or the 6500. So the 4790 is good. You just had to add some parts to it. But if you want to really go for it, get the 6700. The only downfall is the power supply here can't be switched out. So I would go get the other one because you can mess with that power supply.